Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Carbon dioxide was over 500 times stronger in the time of the T-Rex. Okay, in the Jurassic Age. That's why plants grew so fast. Things were so big. There was a higher oxygen level. Just like Mars lost its atmosphere, used to have an ocean. They've now gone and proven it lost its atmosphere. It's a smaller planet, couldn't hold it. Truth is, the Earth's losing its atmosphere. So what's crazy is we come right along at this time, pump up all of this juice and all this carbon that was produced on the surface with plants and animals that ran down in cracks into the earth. We're now pumping out all that carbon saved for millions of years ago and actually terraforming the planet, putting more carbon dioxide in that we actually need.
I don't know if I can get fired for this, but we're about to raise the gas price 40 cents, and then tomorrow we're raising it 40 more cents. So yeah, like something's happening, and you should probably fill up your tank right now.
Because, everybody's saying we're eating human meat. And it's like, why? Why did I read that scripture? Because I'm trying to let y'all know there is a reason why. It's not like, oh, I guess because they just feel like doing it. They need more meat, so they put human meat in there. I'm like, it just sounds dumb. Like, there has to be a reason why. And I feel like it's a curse they're putting on us.
Just like how the energies and frequencies and everything, if it really was chicken that's being lab created, that's low vibrational, that's negative energy. It's no way that could be positive energy coming from it.
Right.
Even when you think about GMOs, it's one phrase they always throw in people's faces, but now that everybody's starting to see, like, hold on, maybe this people they got people eating, or maybe this is lab grown meat, clone meat. You are what you eat. They tell us that all the time.
They say you are what you eat. That's the exact thing. Like, why did they say that? Now, it was always weird when I was a kid. Like, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
You are what you eat.
Genetically modified. They literally modifying people's genetics.
Yo daddy made your mama eat every box in Atlanta. 50 Cent did not come to play. His diss to T.I.'s whole family will be aired every Sunday to 10.5 million people. This will be the new theme song to his show Power. I might have to remind you that there are 10 episodes. Even people who don't know anything about this beef will be listening to this song and Shazam it just by listening to the show and say, oh, I like this song. You know Tony Yayo is somewhere eating smoked duck just giggling. King responded to this news by posting 50 Cent's baby mama with T.I. 50 Cent was laughing at this. You have to remember, 50 Cent will throw his family away and start a brand new family. Look at his old son. Look at his baby mama. He allegedly burned down her old house. He doesn't care. Yes, he's a sensitive guy, but he has a whole different outlook on family than you do. The world saw
AKA
how
a
King
snake.
was brought up in a loving family. He was crying on TV because he wanted to make his own name and he was being coddled. At the same age, 50 Cent was selling drugs on the street. They are different people, and King doesn't know what he's messing with. The worst part about it is the song sounds good. It is made for TV. It almost sounds inspirational.
Wait, so y'all mean to tell me the same dude that was with Mac Miller right before he died is the same dude who institutionalized Kanye West?
Money is the root to all evil, in my opinion. I've seen people who don't love money, but because of money, you need the money because we're enslaved in the system. You're enslaved to make money, and you will go to all means, desperate means, to put your morality on the side and spirituality on the side to get the money. That's not loving money. That's not the love of money. That's money. That's evil.
I'm picking my head up. The hell you mean put my head down? I'm seeing what's coming and what's going. I'm a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? I got my family here with me. Put my head down. The heck you talking about? Definitely don't got no phone out. I'm on point. What's going on?
And it had me rethinking what George Carlin once said. I always quote it. Everyone always quotes it. It's a big club and you're not in it.
That's right.
I think we have to fix the quote. It's a little club and you're not in it.
Yep, y'all. We're not in it. I'm trying to stay away from that topic.
Please stop eating this shit. Let me me show y'all a little something, okay? Pay attention. Nuggets. Look at that. Look at that. That's what's in these nuggets. I know y'all like y'all's hot and spicy, but look at that.
Nothing is by accident. The only people that do shit by accident is us. I told somebody that. I said, yo, man, I said, man, why don't you write down this stuff and plan? He said, man, I don't got a plan. I can do it better. I said, listen, I'm going to say this. When you walk into these stores, you think they just start building shit? No, they had a plan. They knew exactly what they were going to do. But when the last time we planned? Never. Because planning is really going to the future, right? A lot of people don't know that, right? When I go to the future, I see what I was. I see what happened. And I remember and I write it down. Then I just duplicate, right? Because I already did it. Planning is just simply going to the future and bringing back information. Because time travel you do through your mind.
Yo, donating plasma has to be a government psyop. You know, they have tricked us, especially people in the black community, into donating plasma. Do you know what plasma is? Plasma is neutrophils and lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are a product of the lymph system, lymph nodes, and the lymphatic system, which is your immune system. So every time you donate plasma, you're giving up thousands of white blood cells, which are your immune cells that help keep you healthy and help prevent disease in the body. And these companies know this. So what they do is they take a pint of your blood, they put it in that machine, and it takes all of the plasma, all of those lymphocytes, all of those immune cells, and puts your empty blood back into your body, into your veins. Think about the damage that that's doing to your body, right? Think about the damage that that's doing to your intracellular processes, your extracellular processes. Think about what that's doing to your mitochondria. This is just a note because I know most people don't know, so I get it. If you're in a tight spot financially wise, you have to do it. You gotta do what you gotta do, but at least you know what's going on and what's happening. Because donating your plasma isn't like donating your blood. You're donating blood, fine. You're taking a pint away, but that pint of blood can get replenished. You're donating plasma and they're repopulating your body with that empty blood, so to speak. So just a food for thought.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, I've never done that, but anytime they're going to pay you, we're going to give you money, right? That's how they get people that like kind of like desperate, that need money, that go and do that. Like, we're going to pay you for that, right? They don't pay us to donate blood when we go donate blood on these vans. Not saying I do, but people that do, or whatever. They don't pay us when we got to give blood work to get a test. Like, they don't pay us to take. They pay us to take that. So it's obviously something of value that they really need that affects us, leaving our body. You know what I mean? Like, so.
I can do an autopsy.
Oh my God. Wow, that's amazing.
I can.
No.
Yeah, I can. Yes, if I needed to, I could do the autopsy. I can remove all the organs. I can name them all. You actually asked me. They said, would you be willing to do one on the show?
What are you talking about? I would
What's
never
your
in your life ask
No, they did. They asked.
to do an
I said,
autopsy on...
Someone who isn't a qualified surgeon, you sound very confident, almost like you've done it before. You have no medical experience whatsoever. Your dad was a clinical psychologist though, but we wouldn't want to talk about him and the allegations made about him, would we? Yeah, we'll keep that hush. We won't say anything about that. I really wouldn't want my audience to go down that rabbit hole and look it up, or type in the name Fiona, last name Barnett, and maybe have a little look into some very disturbing accusations. This is all a bit strange to me, so everyone, back to sleep. Forget everything I just said.
How much do you think a substitute teacher makes a day?
Oh, jeez. Let's see, like per day?
Like for a whole day?
I'm gonna ballpark and say 300 to 500. Hopefully.
It's pretty good, right?
A day. Is it less than that? $50 a day? Is
like,
it 50 a day?
It's not only so. If you're not like a licensed teacher in
If
our
you're
county,
if you're one of the long term,
if you're not a licensed teacher,
it's hourly. It's just hourly.
You get like $60 to $80 a day, and part of it comes out of the teacher's paycheck.
The teacher who they're subbing for.
Yeah.
Damn, that's cold blooded.
Subs.
Wow.
Yeah,
60
it's like
to 80 a day.
Yeah. Like,
so it's $10 an hour for an 8-hour school day.
Yeah.
That's like an average non-union acting job. $200 for the day.
$300. Wow.
80
that was refreshing.
Yikes.
No wonder they just come in and throw a movie on for the day and go sit down. I would do the same damn thing, getting paid $60. I ain't doing nothing. We're watching Magic School Bus all day. Y'all kick your feet up.
A fish image on this, it actually means it feeds straight to the ocean or water body.
He was one of my most controversial podcast guests. People did not like him.
Wow.
He pushes a narrative in defiance of all the evidence that has been sort of uncovered by all these other people. Like, nobody knows how they built the pyramids. And he's like, they built it because it was a national project. And I was like, come on, bro. Like, that's a fun thing to say, but that doesn't tell me how they got all those rocks there. Tell me how they got 2,300,000 stones that weigh between 2 and like 80 tons. And they moved them through the mountains, some of them 500 miles away. Like, tell me how they did that. Tell me how they aligned it to true north, south, east, and west 4,500 plus years ago. And it's more likely plus than minus.
I'm so sorry. I just really need someone to explain this to me because I am really confused. We had podcasts, and then podcasts became video podcasts, and now video podcasts are on streaming services. Isn't that just a talk show?
So I just saw a video of this girl talking about she had no idea how dry cleaning got done, and she looked it up and she was blown away. So I went to look it up and I was blown away. This entire time I thought dry cleaning was just a fancy word for somebody taking your clothes and doing what you do, but they're doing it for you. They throw it in the washer and dryer, they fold it, and you go pick that shit up. I saw the video and I'm like, bitch, what the I am 32 years old and I'm just now finding out what dry cleaning is.
Did you guys hear what was just announced with BlackRock yesterday? And this is making many people wonder if we're in black swan territory. If you don't know what a black swan is, it's basically when a financial event happens that tanks the market's unfathomable amounts in like seconds. So for the first time in history, BlackRock is halting withdrawals. $26 billion is blocked. And you may be thinking like, to hell with BlackRock, like good, let them go down. But here's the problem. Yes, BlackRock is, they're taking over everything. But if they crash, so does your local gas station. So does all the companies they own, which is like our world right now. People want to cash out of BlackRock, but they said no. System is cracking, panic is spreading, and liquidity is gone. So investors wanted 9.3% of their money back, and BlackRock fully said no, which entails like they don't have it or something else is going on. I'm sure this is like a controlled burn, part of the new financial system they want to implement, right? Basically, the private credit market is in the tubes right now. But with rising oil, war in the Middle East, AI shaking things up, more and more layoffs because of AI, and rate cuts are off the table. And then one of the world's biggest funds says you can't get your money back. This is a massive red flag. And I'm sure none of it is a coincidence either.
He lives up here on the corner. You actually just passed his daughter's house right here.
Yeah.
She lives up there with her son.
Okay, so can we follow y'all?
Yeah. So that's Tom Rob's house, and then the KKK is right there.
Wait, we're gonna get out and ask you. Yeah, we just ran into these girls. What's your name?
Haley.
Haley and? Haley and Kaylee?
Yeah.
So that's Tom Rob's house.
Yes.
And who is he again?
He's the Ku Klux Klan leader.
He's the he's the KKK leader?
Yeah.
And what's over there?
That's the church. That's the church and all the houses.
Really?
Yeah.
So who stays on that side?
I don't know.
The KKK?
They just have a church that is like open.
Mm-hmm. But that's where the KKK is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
There's a sign down there and it says the Catholic Church, and then you go up in there.
But how do you know the KKK is over there?
Because their church is over there. Yeah, it's the like
locals,
the
you just
big
know.
church.
It's the KKK church?
Yeah.
So that's Tom Rob's house.
Yeah, he lives up there.
He just
I've met him before.
Really? Really? Is he nice?
Yeah. He has an accent.
Can you tell the viewers what that place is?
That right there is the Ku Klux Klan. Their whole like thing goes on. Yeah, their community.
That's their community.
Yeah, there's like little places. I go there because he's home.
He's home?
Yeah, he's home. His
How do you
car's
know?
there. He has a Jeep.
Can y'all please come with us? Please, just like for 30 seconds.
I really gotta go.
Okay. So, but we're safe though, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna hurt you. They're an active like clan, but they're not like that active. They're just promoting white people.
Just promoting white people, she said. You know, I love some giants on mountains, y'all. I look for them all the time. I go out there. That's a damn giant. Putting on a sweater. Giants get cold too.
Bueno, para que vean la dimensión, miren, aquí.
Cause that mountain's, yeah, that mountain's far away.
Son las casas. Y si así es la distancia normal, así, ¿cómo se vería hasta allá?
Aquí sí, porque ella le acerca la pantalla, ven.
That's crazy.
Hoy ya está caminando para arriba, córrale.
No, ya se va a ir.
Hoy.
Mira el puntito.
Aquí va. Ya se fue para allá atrás, aquí se ve.
Y ya se fue.
Ya se bajó. A ver si se vuelve a hacer. Sí, como que se mete hacia atrás.
So I just found out that Waymos are driven by people in the Philippines, and I can't get over it. Obviously, we know that Waymos are self-automated, but when a Waymo is in a situation where they don't know what to do, basically their controls are sent to people in the Philippines that navigate them out of those sticky situations. I can't help but picture people out there being like, all right, I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna play Waymo now. It's like GTA, but instead of the regular characters, it's just tech bros in SF. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I genuinely can't even wrap my mind around being so greedy for money. Like, people for money. Huh? People scam. People go to such far lengths for money. People marry for money? Is that still a thing? Oh my gosh. I could never like money that much. I like food. If I have enough money to buy me some food and water for the day, I'm so happy. I'm good. I literally don't need anything else. I have my legs. I have my arms. I will never understand that people take away lives for money. People build like really super greedy corporations. What do you even do with all that money at that point? I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, everything that's going on right now is due to money. At the end of the day, the root is money. But I've seen people, man, over not a lot of money, like, you know, just a simple Super Bowl party, you know, $1 a cup, you know, passing the cup around until somebody scores or something, like wanting that. And it's only like $5, y'all. Like fiending for it. You know what I mean? Not like wanting to win just to win, but like fucking wanting it. Like I need that. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know.
Right
Touchy
now.
subject, y'all. Touchy subject.
If your phone starts glitching while you're scrolling through TikTok, but it doesn't glitch on any other social media, or you notice your Wi-Fi is going up and down, up and down, up and down when you're on TikTok, but it's not doing that when you're on other platforms, close your phone, babes. You've been spotted. Close your phone. Now.
I don't even think celebrities are going to exist in 5 years, truly, because the consciousness is going to reach a certain level to the point where people are not going to worship other people, because once you reach that level of consciousness, you understand everyone is the same and we are all one consciousness. And people with those talents and skills, it's just going to be a reflection of their soul. At the end of the day, it's going to be their soul bringing to light what God gifted them at the beginning of this entire lifetime. So it's not going to be, extreme fame. It's not going to be a thing. And especially the celebrities with no real talent, where it's not their God-given gift. The Kardashians, they're just going to be a bunch of bums on the street because all their money is going to go away. They're going to lose all of their fucking influence, and it's going to be Chefs.
I don't know how celebrities exist now. I don't know how people are still listening to the music, watching the movies, watching the shows, and watching E News and the Kardashians. Once again, y'all, let's see what the people say. Am I the crazy one for not watching these celebrities? Are we the crazy ones, or is this just happening now? Am I not the only one? We got somebody say I don't care about celebrities anymore. I agree with that. I struggle to listen to music these days. I don't know if it's just I don't want to say older, getting wiser, that I just don't listen to music very often, y'all. I just got speakers in my vehicle because the speakers were blown out when I bought it. So I've been listening to music or whatever on my phone, y'all. When I'm driving like to the store or whatever, I just put a YouTube video on, right? I watch an interview or something. I don't even listen to music no more. I never cared. I see myself as a celebrity of my own life. Okay. Zero interest in celebrities, and I only care about the pre 2000 versions of things. Somebody said Taylor S. Oof, guessing the Swifties. What about influencers? What about influencers? I think these are the new. Am I an influencer? I don't see myself as an influencer. I see these people that are getting millions and millions of views and are sitting in rooms and are on TVs with celebrities and all that. I see those as influencers. But what about influencers? I can't remember any moment in my life I ever worshipped a celebrity. I've had fleeting crushes on some of them, but never worshipped. That's a form of worship. You got a crush on them. If you saw that dude or that woman, let's just say you're a woman, right? Let's say you're a 23-year-old single woman and your crush, your dream crush, your man walks by and he says, "Hey, you want to go have dinner with me? Maybe go to the hotel room later." You're gonna go. You put celebrities on an altar, y'all. Like, so you do worship in a way. I have met celebrities throughout my life since I work in the service industry, catering high profile events, and I just treated them like the regular people they are. I never understood the hype. I guess it's different when you actually meet an actor you actually like. That goes down to like, remember when we were young and we were playing outside and the cool guy would pull up in the car and everybody would rush to the car and like put their hand in there and talk with them, y'all. Like, I don't know if I was just a loser and I just didn't fit in with that, but I was never that one to like run up to the car and go ride his nuts, I guess you can say, right? I was never that type of dude. I was always, maybe because I was shy and I just didn't fit in like that when I was growing up. Maybe that could be it.
Kiss to witness. Oh, who else has no talent that's just gonna go straight to the shitter?
We got to be fools. Nobody in the history of this planet ever got liberated through entertainers or athletes. We the only people that sit around and thinking athletes is a bunch of shit. Man, you look at football and what do I see? Slaves all over again. The field with the football in place of cotton and the white boy sitting on the bench trying to look intelligent. When America wants you to go to war, you ain't going blowing no horn. Hollywood ain't liberated us. We ain't got the right because of Hollywood. Did you see the movie Selma? You see where the church got blowed up? That was in Birmingham. It didn't happen in Selma. I'm a soldier. You ain't just talking to some god punk in the street. I said it ain't about entertainment. And I'd be insulted if a bunch of together and try to liberate my through jokes and comedy. It's never happened. So why we think it's gonna happen?
I've heard lots of different things that could be the mark of the beast. The first one being the COVID shot. The next one I've always heard is digital currency. Another one could be Neuralink.
The mark of the beast is going to be something in our bodies that will give us access to these particular things.
Like Neuralink.
It would be something similar to that, or it could just be something like an RFID chip that can scan it. They know who you are and they know that you can have access to the food and things of that sort. Fathers of the church say that you're not going to be able to get that chip without some type of renunciation of Christ.
I've always heard about the golden calf. How does that play into the end?
The difficulty with the golden calf in the Old Testament is that they basically created a god of their own making. And so this is the same type of thing that you're going to see in relationship to the Antichrist. He's going to be perfectly possessed by Satan. We'll be dealing with somebody who will be endowed with Satan's intelligence. And as a result of that, it's going to be extraordinarily difficult intellectually to combat this guy without specific graces from God.
Gaddafi wanted that.
Oh,
Gaddafi wanted
in Lumumba, and then
he was going to give free healthcare, free education. We're going to get gold, have our own money.
Throughout all
and then the U.S. was like, oh, no. Hillary and all them was like, oh, hell no.
Way.
We can't have that. Africa come together because Africa is feeding everybody.
Yeah.
Period. And they made it look like,
right now it's China. China's coming in, like they're putting in a lot of in Nigeria. They're coming in. What are they? I don't know the specifics of what China's doing.
It was infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
They were doing.
But what's the trade-off, though?
That's always the big one.
Yeah. So what's the trade-off? Like, I don't think you come into Africa, or you come into any place and in Africa and go, oh yeah, I'm going to go build your infrastructure.
But you're not going to recolonize. They're not
in my country.
I'm guessing like we're gonna build your infrastructure, roads, bridges, whatever, sewage, whatever. We want land. We want the land. I'm guessing.
Taking over the mines.
You said taking over the mines?
The mines, the diamond and all of that stuff. That's what they take over, and then
You want the
in
land.
return, they build you a nice,
hotel and roads.
Nice, parliament, whatever.
Anyway, like, come on, man.
But
it's a leadership.
A casino.
It's the African leadership, man.
Yeah.
Even in Nigeria, there's MAGA, Nigerian President MAGA.
Oh yeah. I heard about this.
Was this Make Africa Great Again?
Dude, no, MAGA. He's Trump supporter. Like we like.
No, it's this. There's this though. There's this.
What's up?
Christianity.
Yes.
Right? I speak to my grandmother, right? My grandmother's like, "Oh man, that guy is, bringing back Christianity into America. Wow, that disconnection.
My
that's
God.
Christianity. Most Africans love Trump. You'll be so surprised. They love it because he's speaking their language, which is Christianity.
And he doesn't even realize nationalism.
They don't realize what's happening.
I will say though too, like I would say, for the most part, there is a conservative value that the continent of Africa.
Yes.
There's a lot of conservative, because I know, like, for the most part, like I would think, like, the way I grew up in the Nigerian culture, it's very conservative.
Yeah.
In respect. There's so many different things.
yeah.
But I think so many people have taken conservative and automatically lined it up with like the Republican Party.
Oh, definitely.
And there's just a lot of values when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to, being resourceful, not
definitely.
wasting, being diligent with your money, all those types of things that are considered conservative values. I think those are the things that I think Africans connect with.
Yes.
With those things. But then it's been turned and flipped into a political thing.
100%. It takes you traveling around.
no
and
doubt.
learning stuff. Whenever I go back to my village, I realize, oh my God, I've been learning so much. My conversation with some of my friends is totally different now.
Yeah.
I'm realizing I'm like, oh, you don't know this actually. Yeah. Because I've been to that country. I know what they do there.
Right.
And
that's you can see the misinformation.
Exactly.
That's going back.
Dude,
what
I
do you
went
think
to West
the biggest
Virginia, man.
A lot of that going on
my
right
God,
now.
they don't advertise West Virginia on TV.
Yeah.
I didn't know that kind of America existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked, bro.
There's a very famous song by John Denver. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
So last two. That's a different one right there.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
What was your most shocking case this week?
The shocking case this week was a 27-year-old male who came in with change in bowel habits. His poops went from normal to stringy, and he was previously worked up, and the diagnosis was some kind of colitis. But ultimately, when we did a colonoscopy, went further, took biopsies, it turns out he had colon cancer. 27, no family history. That's what really makes me pucker up too. So I've had two, but if you have any symptoms, it's really important to get checked out thoroughly so we can get to the bottom of it. No pun intended.
Now I know with that I want to get checked because it runs in my family, right? And I tried once and the doctor said, you're too young. And then I did it again with another one and he gave me the stool sample, but I guess they can do blood now. I didn't want to get a glove and go in my toilet and do all that. I should, right? It's a responsible thing to do. Next time, I see a doctor, I want to bring it up, but I believe they can do blood and find it. I know that's how they found it on my dad. They found it with blood and they caught it quick. It wasn't colon though. It was prostate cancer, and they caught it early and just did the surgery and he's good now. But I know all that stuff runs in my family, and I know my past with eating and all this processed stuff in the past. And I always said when I was doing this, I'm gonna pay for this one day because I go overboard with it.
How often do people come into the ER with something put up their butt? Dude, I would say that I've seen at least once a month, maybe something like that. Dude, I work night shift. Okay. So It's funny because a lot of times when they do, they come in at like 6 in the morning because they're over here hoping that would have come out on its own the night before.
Okay.
But yeah, like we've had, I'll show you some pictures.
You got pictures?
Yeah.
I want to see these.
Like X-ray images.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You got bowling balls. You got, which is
Damn,
amazing.
bowling balls?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you the picture. Yeah, bowling balls. We had like boys, a lamp, like a little lamp one time, which was mind blowing because yeah, it's a lamp, like a ceramic lamp up this dude's ass. He's mag lights. I've seen mag lights, those police flashlights. Yeah. And it's crazy, dude, because some of these people, like, they're professionals.
Professional what?
They like work as like city councilmen, like, you know, for
Just mainly
always
dudes?
them, y'all. It's
dudes.
always them.
All dudes?
All dudes. All dudes. Sometimes with the guys, dude, we have to like literally like just legs over your shoulder as a doctor's like in there trying to like freaking fish it out. And
What do you mean you're doing this hand gesture like you're in there with your hand?
the doctor is trying to get in there with their hand, like the gloved hand, trying to like get in there to pull it out. And then if they can't, dude, then they go to surgery and they like.
How do you
tear
remove
that
a
ass out.
bowling ball from someone's ass?
That guy had to go to surgery, dude.
Does it come out their stomach or do they go through their...
I think it's I don't know.
Yeah, how big of a
It's a
bowling
ball, dude. Like, yeah,
Like a normal bowling ball?
I would think so. I'll show you the X-ray, dude. It's
Okay.
it's crazy. I don't know. And you get funny shit, dude. Like, it's never a dull moment, man.
Using a microscope on ramen noodles has gone viral because of what he finds in the ramen noodles. So he puts it down on his microscope so we could take a deeper look. And what it looks like we have right here are little mites. Alright? These are nasty little buggers, and they're all over the place. Now, people are torn between two sides. One side is ramen noodles are absolutely delicious, and the other side being this video has ruined my love for ramen noodles. Now you're probably thinking
everything.
that when you boil the noodles, it kills the mites. That all depends on the mites that are in your noodles. Though boiling water is an effective method for killing any microorganisms, including bacteria and some parasites, the effectiveness of boiling and killing mites depends on the specific type of mite and its stage of life, and the duration exposed to the heat. Some mites are pretty resilient to high temperature, including boiling water. You could check this guy's profile out. He goes by Micro Zoom Guy. It's gonna open your eyes to the world of microorganisms. Some of you may not like what you find.
Let's do a little deeper dive, y'all. Let's go on Google and let's see what the ingredients are for top ramen, right? And then let's see what of those ingredients are actually harmful to the human body. Let's see what Google says. Okay, now here we go. We got the noodle cake. That's what they call it, the noodle cake. This is it. See how they split it up? See, salt, chicken fat, cooked chicken, yeast extract. Okay, look, it goes like that. That's it. See, the average person, when they're doing research, this is it. They stop here. It looks pretty good, right? Some vegetable oil, sodium, salt, sugar, corn, wheat, right? Some familiar things, spices, chicken fat, yeast, right? Some familiar words that don't pop out scary, right? See, with these type of search engines, you really have to get on top. Give me all the ingredients in order. Look what it turns into. That yeast extract turned into autolyzed yeast, citric acid. I can't even pronounce this stuff. Look at all this stuff. See what that little thing turned into? This is why you have to do your research, y'all. And I need to get better at doing some research for you guys, right? I don't sometimes have time, but I need to switch it up. And I make a little bit of time for certain things. But look at all this, y'all. Look at all this. That's all in one little pack of top ramen, right? And then I asked, what of those ingredients are harmful to humans? Now it's saying in the word harmful in nutrition, it usually means quantity, not over, if you eat a lot of it, then you can start running into problems. But if you just eat a little bit, you're okay, right? TBHQ. This is synthetic antioxidant used to extend shelf life and prevent the oils. Okay. The concern in extremely high doses, lab studies have linked it to DNA damage and vision issues. Go walk down the street. Look how many people are wearing glasses. How many people back in the day wore glasses? Ask your grandma. Did anybody in their past wear glasses? Did kids wear glasses back in her day? I doubt it. Y'all. I highly doubt it. DNA damage. Damage to your DNA. The amount of a single pack of ramen is very low. However, because it's synthetic preservative found in many processed snacks. It can build up if your diet is high in ultra processed foods. Palm oil, noodles are flash fried in palm oil to make them instant. High in saturated fat, single block of ramen contains about 7 grams. Intake saturated increase in LDL, bad cholesterol, heart health. Excess sodiums, that's more than half of your daily sodium, 1600 milligrams, 70% of total recommendation. Right? And some people eat that. You hear college people all day say, I ate ramen noodles my whole time in college because I was broke paying for things, right? So this is why you got to do your research. And don't only do your research on the research, because if you just do your research, it's going to give you the bare minimum. But if you say, no, give me the exact list, see how much that turned into? And some of these things mess with your DNA.
Approached me and said that she was representing an agency and that she loved me if I ever considered modeling. So one night I went out to dinner with them, and here's a prince. And all of a sudden I was his dinner date. And I was really uncomfortable with this. And then I started getting phone calls and messages being like, well, you need to come to Saudi Arabia with us. He wants to make you his wife. But were you sold? Yeah.
So this is a clip from America's Next Top Model. The contestant speaking is Anna Tipton, who later went on to become an actress. She explained that she was approached by another woman, offered help, offered opportunity. What story does that line up with? And then invited to a private dinner with a prince. And only later does she then realise that she is being sold. And what I found strange wasn't just the story, it was how the story landed in the room. Because Tyra Banks barely reacts, no questions or follow-ups, just moves straight on. And I don't know whether that's just her persona. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
She knows the game. She already knew
Sometimes
that,
you forget how bad a place is until you go back. St. Louis has so many guns, it is absolutely ridiculous. Every teenager that's riding around has something crazy on them. I'm not just talking like a little 6-shooter. I'm talking about fully automatic Dracos, Glocks, the craziest stuff you can find. These guys have an artillery.
You think? I mean, where are they getting all these? Where are we getting? We've seen in the past videos, that back in the like early 90s, late 80s, like in South Central LA, they're doing it in Chicago and New York, like at the train tracks, right? They would just, wake up one day, kids out playing, throwing rocks and whatnot, and doing what kids used to do back in the 80s and 90s outside and exploring, and they would find pallets full of, things like that, right? And that's how the streets got all these automatics and all these foreign, freaking crazy 30 round clips and all that. That's how they got it in the streets, y'all. It was put there by the powers that be.
Vegas. They got this fridge full of tasty snacks and drinks, help yourself kind of vibe. And they don't got prices on anything, so you would think, oh, it's just all water. It can't be too bad. This is $25. $12, $12, $12, $12, $90, $20, $25 more dollars. $25 more dollars.
So you like, why is it that the ones that get it and get to, millions and millions, they're impulsive gamblers, drug addicts, steroid heads, just blow money on water bottles. Like whenever I would go to Vegas, y'all would take like 240 packs of my own water, right? That's what normal people do. Whenever I go on vacation, I take my own water. That's what normal people do. Like, why do the powers that be let these people be our influence? Why are these people, where's the people that are like, the ones that are saying don't buy this stuff, right? This stuff is bring your own stuff. Where are those people? Those people don't get to that level of influence. It's always these people, the ones that go and gamble and throw $2 million on blackjack and lose it, right? And then the next day they're buying another streamer a $5 million Rolex, right? Where are the ones that like I guess they just don't let them. They don't let them be. They don't want that. They want this. Is this what the people want? Do people like this? They see that and they like it, and are these views that these people are getting, like, are they not legit? I don't know, y'all, but Like it seems like the ones that always get to the top are the ones that have a big crash and then 5 years later they're broke when they were making all those millions.
$25 more dollars. The whole budget has been spent on fucking water this trip. I spent more on water than I did on my plane ticket here. $25 more.
You know what I mean?
$25 more.
In 8 days, you went from, you took your husband from, he's going to be on medication for the rest of his life.
Yes.
To not needing the medication at all.
April 17th was his last day taking medication.
And he has not taken the medication?
Has not touched it.
How did you do this, right? How did you heal him?
With God's food, literally.
In 8 days.
That's how quickly. See, we discount the power of God's food. 3 principles. Eat the food God called food. Eat it as close to its original state as possible. So an example, like eat the orange versus drinking the orange juice. Eat God's whole food. Like eat the whole cauliflower versus the cauliflower rice. Okay?
Right.
The broccoli shouldn't be mushy. Okay? The cabbage shouldn't be mushy. Collard greens shouldn't be mushy. Right? There's no nutritional value when it's like that. So eat it as close to its original state as possible. Yeah. As close to its original state as have a little crunch to it, right? Carrots shouldn't be mushy, right? That's where the nutrients are, right? And then the third principle is do not allow any food to become your God, which means no addictions. So that's where the sugar comes in. The sugar, the salt, the chocolate, the chips, like all this, these addictions, right? Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food.
They really are addictions, y'all. They're addictions. Like I found a clip yesterday. It wouldn't let me download it. I was gonna put it on tomorrow's video. I forgot who it was. It was a rapper, but I think I'd have forgot. I want to say it was somebody from I don't remember anyways. But he said, quitting sugar was harder than quitting, the white sugar that celebrities do. Right? I got talking code over here nowadays, right? But he said quitting sugar was harder than that. Like he said, with that, I get tired, I get a headache and, whatever, like that's easy to give up. But giving up this sugar, that was the hardest thing I ever had to give up. And it's true, y'all, we're addicted to it.
I had to get the right to start another business. I asked for Vende to give me $100 million to Interscope to start businesses with the artists inside Interscope. They didn't want to do it. So I said, my contract was up. And I said, I'm not going to be the guy to sell the last CD. I got no interest in this. I'm going to do something else. They had started Napster. I said, this is toast. Because I understand the market. I understand why the audience would say, I'd much rather be doing my homework and not have to ask my mother to take me to a record store. Okay? That simple impulse. And it's free?
As long as humans have been alive, the land around a home was used to grow food. All of a sudden, manicured grass, which we call lawns, have become a display of wealth. A lawn has essentially become a way of saying, I'm so wealthy I can waste my productive land on decoration. The first push mower in 1870 transformed what had been a luxury into an expectation that every homeowner should maintain a trim grass yard. This has made us overlook the real flexes, like having a garden bed, raising animals, like having a chicken coop in your backyard that produces eggs, fruit trees, beehives. We should be self-producing as much of our own food as possible and then buying the rest from small local farmers, only then filling in the rest with the grocery store.
A video
like it's coming full circle, right? Like it always does. Like it's all like what goes around comes around. Like people are starting to want to go off grid. They're wanting to get away from this craziness. They're wanting to, people are starting to grow, plant more fruit trees in their backyard instead of just a regular tree. People like it's starting to come full circle where people are starting to do that. I know last year I had a little garden in the backyard. We had jalapenos, cilantro, lettuce, a whole bunch of different peppers and stuff like that. We didn't continue it this year because my girl got pregnant again, and we're gonna have another one. But we'll probably bring it back once they're a little older. Start gardening because it was fun, and we had a lot of peppers, y'all. We cooked a lot with those peppers.
Dude,
water has an incredible way of always finding and seeking level. It doesn't matter what kind of container you put it in. That's just what it does. And another thing is that water will never flow uphill, okay? A river doesn't flow upstream. So with this being said, let's think about the fact that the Amazon River is over 4,000 miles long. And let's just be generous and say it stretches over 1/7 of the planet's circumference. Well, that means it has to go over thousands of miles of curvature. So in the center of the Amazon River, since it would be going over the curvature of the Earth, wouldn't it be flowing in two separate directions? No, it's not. The water's flowing from the Andes Mountains out through Brazil into the ocean, and that's just what it does. So is it gravity that's magically causing water to flow upstream? Or are we being fooled, guys? Because if you just pay attention to your five senses, you can go out to any body of water and see that it remains level. It always finds and seeks level. And if you think that ships actually disappear below the curvature, just grab a pair of binoculars or a camera and actually verify it for yourself, and you can make ships reappear that disappeared below the curvature. Your eyes can only see so far. The cameras or the binoculars help you see further. It's very, very simple. But since you don't want to verify what you've been given, you're just going to be blind for the rest of your life. But I made this video for entertainment purposes only.
Are you sure it was John Trump who received Tesla's effects?
Yes. That's documented. What's
actually?
Yes. But what's,
for a country of hundreds of millions of people, we have these weird coincidences a lot.
Isn't it strange? And the same families show up over and over. It's probably not the episode to get into the Bush family, but boy, I'd love to one day. Won't do an episode on them. I don't talk about the Bushes or the Clintons on my show, or Mossad.
I think you're a wise man.
So the boxes
that
are
is wild. Yeah, I've talked to Trump about his uncle like 20 times. He's very proud of his uncle.
The last point on that.
Yeah.
20 boxes are missing, and we don't know where they are. So that's the last point on that. We don't know where the boxes are.
But you're sure it was the same John Trump that the president talks about? He's a long tenured MIT professor. I mean, he talks about him all the time.
He brags about him.
All the time.
Yes. And he was connected to military intelligence.
Huh?
Yeah, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, the home of Project Blue Book UFO research.
And look at that. I a long time ago, I saw, I don't know if it was on the news or what, and it hit me like, these people aren't organic. They're plants, right? I saw Bruno Mars. He was a little kid, and he was hanging out with Prince. And right there, when I saw that, I was like, all these people on TV, they're all connected. Like, what are the chances? What are the chances this little one is in Prince's backyard, right? They're connected, and then he turns into this. Like, what are the chances of that?
Walking into my room, and if I see that he's got a belly sticking out, I already know he's probably got insulin resistance because all the fat is in here. Because the fat that's in the stomach, sideways, he looks terrible. From the back, he looks great. His waist is increased.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have all the fat everywhere else in his body. That's the
diet.
phenotype of
Diet.
somebody who has hyperinsulinemia. That same person goes on a cruise, he'll come back 5 to 10 pounds more because he's got so much insulin in his body. Insulin is a storage molecule, puts everything away. And it's very hard for him to lose weight.
Now I can already see the comments of people saying, well, you never answered, how can you lower it, right? Well, I'm guessing high insulin comes from the food we're eating. 99% of all our problems is food-based. Let's see what the comments say. Awesome. So what's your thoughts on correcting insulin resistance? That's number one. Let's view the 8 replies. Keeping glucose levels down, diet. I do this already. It's stress too. Yeah, stress can do it. Take Redactrudide, some type of medication. So as insulin resistance, I thought it was my 18-pack of beer daily for the last 10 years. I do have insulin resistance, but I don't have any belly fat. Yeah, that there's a lot of people, y'all, that they can eat all this nonsense. You can eat, there's these people that they can eat McDonald's 3 times a day, eat in a super calorie surplus, and they just don't gain weight. There's people that are like that, but their insides are just unhealthy. Right? At the end of the day, we're all human. You're still gonna reap the benefits and reap the non-benefits from eating that food or not eating that food. Why is the doctor wearing gold and not blue? See some of these comments, y'all. And all these comments are like, I bet a lot of my hate comments are like people that they're not even people, they're just bots, y'all. They has to be like, who comments things like that? Like, who cares? Why is the doctor wearing gold and not blue? Like, that's really what's on your mind today? This is why you don't worry about the scale. You worry about body composition, strength train 3 times a week, That insulin sensitivity will return and the muscle will become a glucose sink. What's the fix? Like I said, it's diet, man. It's diet. Change your diet. Just deficit isn't enough. No, it's not. Deficit isn't enough. It's just it's just eating whole, clean foods. But even then, some people can be a strict, they can be super athletic and, there's athletes in these pro sports that get cancer and all that. There's people that, are dietitians that get cancer. There's doctors that get cancer. You just never know, y'all. That's why I always say pick your poison because you just never know.
Tell me the craziest shit in the book of Enoch. Tells you the Watchers and the Nephilim. The Watchers descended to earth on Mount Hermon. They take human wives, teaching humanity forbidden knowledge, sorcery, astrology, metalworking, weapons, cosmetics, and enchantments. Enchantments. This is like older than the New Testament, older than the Old Testament. Their giant children, the Nephilim, are described as monstrous beings who devour humans, animals, and even each other when food runs out. That sounds like us.
That's what I'm saying.
There was a video that the National Geographic Channel found in the 90s where you see Cesar in the very back of the kitchen, and he reaches into his waistband and he pulls out a gun, and then you hear bang, 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 and he puts the gun back in his belt. So the reporter asked him, did you shoot Bobby Kennedy? And he said, no, I was going to, but that Arab fella hit him first.
There's damn aliens in our oceans. Look at that. That's an alien. If that thing came from the sky, people would be freaking out.
Did you see that video of the woman who was like, it's got to be so easy to be a man. I wish I was a man. And she dressed up as a man, like full crazy. What is that Rick guy who does all the special effects?
I don't know.
Baker? I don't know. He
Look
does
him up, but
Alien and all that shit.
Oh, yeah. He's like the special
He's
effects
the
guy.
guy. So they got a guy like him to make her look like a man. And she went out for a week and she killed herself.
No.
True story.
No
True
way.
story.
Look
Give it a
that up.
goog, pimp.
Look it up. Because that's like, every time you bring up that situation, I immediately think of Eddie Murphy dressing up
I
as
know.
a woman.
I thought the same thing.
That's the best one where he goes
So
with the
good.
newspaper and he goes,
just keep it.
So Google says the story you're recalling refers to journalist Nora Vincent, who lived as a man named Ned for 18 months
Oh, that long.
to
Okay.
explore male privilege, concluding in her book, Self-Made Man, that men's lives weren't easier and men faced unique emotional burdens and later died by assisted suicide in 2022.
Oh, sorry.
Though her death was due to major depression, not directly proven as a result of the experience, but the experience contributed to her mental health struggles. So I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. Well, there's also, there's like a popular TikTok of a woman that went on a dating site as a man and she like blogs about it and she's like, yo, this is fucked.
Oh,
like,
really?
What women are asking versus like,
that's hilarious.
But everyone, that's, I think what the internet kills off that we need to fight for is empathy.
Not only what women are asking, because they do ask a lot on those dating apps, y'all. I was on them. I was on them back in the day. They do ask a lot, but like if you made a profile as a man, like you have one as a woman, you're getting hundreds of messages. Like I would talk to girls and they're like, I don't even have my notifications on because it's just ridiculous. And then if you make one as a man, you're lucky if you get one or two a day, y'all. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's a different ball game for men.
As I'm going in the airport,
Especially on there.
flying Southwest with the new plus size policy. Girl, wish me luck. Why am I so nervous to fly? I wore my skinniest outfit today, okay? Okay, checkpoint number 1, the front desk bag drop off. We made it past checkpoint 1. Okay. Let's get to the gate. I'm like, I hate this experience of flying. I hate this. We've made it past the gate agent. Mm-hmm. All right, we're back. Good to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I made it so far. Getting on the plane.
So what, she has to buy 2 seats or what? I don't understand what's going on. I'm not a flyer, really.
Okay, you guys, I made it on the flight. My seatbelt's cool. Don't need an extender today, but I'm on the edge. Gosh, that was so anxiety-inducing. We're gonna try this again when we have to come home. We're going to Disney. We're going to Disney.
I don't get it. Like, if that brings so much anxiety, why don't you just try to, make a little better lifestyle choices? If you gotta go through that trouble and you fly a lot, or not even that, but man, I've been a big guy, right? I'm still kind of a big guy. I've been all the way to 278 and I've been down to like 195, right, y'all, and I just been going up and down, right? And it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun being at the house get together and you're the biggest guy there. It's not a good feeling. Like, that is not a good feeling for her. It's not. Being the biggest one on the airplane, like, that's not a good feeling. I've been there. You know what I mean? I've been there. And even now, like, it's not a good feeling, and I'm still trying, y'all. But to just not try and, make money off of that and get views off of your weight situation, like, that's crazy. And she's a pretty girl, y'all. Imagine if she lost all that weight, like,
are feeding off human energy. Remember in The Matrix when the Morpheus character held up a battery and said, the Matrix is a computer-generated dream world designed to turn humans into one of these, a battery, a source of energy. These entities, because of what they do, because they're a bunch of brats, to absorb energy from humans, it has to be low vibrational energy. People who've researched this and experiences gone back, they've given it the name loosh, this low vibrational energy. And it's based on fear, anxiety, depression, anger, hatred.
Literally almost signed to Polo G's record label. I heard millions in it. I was just planning on going there and signing it. But I'm with one of my old cameramen at the time. And were you in the world this time? Yeah, I was in the world. Yeah. Yeah, this secular music. It's not even Christian music, not even a thought about Christian. I'm there, I'm looking through the deal, I'm just skimming through it. So then my homeboy grabbed it. He like, let me just, before you sign, bro, let me just look through it real quick, bro. It's like he knew where the page was or something. He was just flipping, bro. He like stopped. He was like, bro, you didn't read this? I said, read what? The thing said, you cannot say the name Jesus. It didn't say God. Wow. It said, you cannot say the name Jesus. I forgot what else. It said, like, it was like a threat in there. So they'll basically say, like, they know your family, where they live at. Stuff that's in those, like, dotted lines that we will not read. But it's literally them saying, like, if you say the name Jesus, you're gonna die. Or something will happen.
It would make parents have to parent more if you sent kids home. Because we were talking about this beforehand. Like, you interrupted me at work. You made me have to leave work. Parents would actually start putting their foot down.
76% of all luxury items are purchased by middle class to broke individuals. And money sin number 2 is simple. Living above your means to look blessed. I'm gonna let that sit right there for a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Money for me is not a problem, right? But every single day, I gotta remind myself, hey bro, do not live above your means to look like you got something. This one right here is destroying us. This one right here is killing us. I saw John Hope Bryant made a quote on something, and before I quoted it, I went to look up the actual research. The Bain and Company did a research and found that 76% of all luxury items are purchased by middle class to broke individuals. I'm gonna say it one more time. 76% of luxury items are purchased by individuals who make middle class income down to struggling because we want to look like we are extremely blessed. We've created a culture in a church where looking blessed is more important than actually being blessed. Having financial freedom is not as important than looking like I got money. Come on now. We got the designer bags. We got the luxury cars with $800 to $1,000 car payments. We're going on the expensive vacations, posting it all just for Instagram. I saw another study, 52% of vacations are not because they want to go there. It's because they want to take pictures showing that they were there. Oh my goodness. So I'm going on a vacation just to post on Instagram like I'm blessed. This what gets me sometimes. The caption will be, on a car that you can't afford, God did it. The caption will be on a house. I don't know how I got this house, but God did it. We're so obsessed with looking wealthy. We're so obsessed with looking like we're blessed that we're going broke trying to prove we are blessed.
What's the state of New Jersey teaching second graders? Well, you would assume that they're really focused on building basic math skills and reading skills, which presumably they are, but listen to what they throw in there. So this is for students that are supposed to have achieved these things by the end of second grade, according to their own curriculum. Differentiate between gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation. So they think that's really important for second graders, 7-year-olds, to know. But then it gets even worse. Listen to this. They need to know how to define vaginal, oral, and anal sex, how to perceive consent to sexual activity, how to identify short and long-term contraception, and safer sex methods that are effective, and how to identify and access and use them, and to prevent unintended pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections. All of this is in a curriculum that a second grader needs to know about. Can you think, like, if that was my kid coming home, like, are you kidding me? This is what the legislature and the voters of New Jersey tolerate.
Now, from what I see, these usually happen in more left-leaning states, cities, right? These type of teachings. But this is going to be an interesting comment section, y'all. I'm very interested to see, are people going to disagree with this guy? Are people going to agree with them? Are people going to give their stories of what their kids? Let's see. New Jersey second grade teacher here, and I don't teach any of that or have heard of any other district where they are teaching this in any young grades. You know, we need to push for cameras in the classrooms. I highly agree with that, y'all. I think, when I would go to the gym, like when I was in Arizona at EOS, the kids, section, they had cameras in there. So when you're logged onto your app, you can just, you can watch your kid, like kind of like a Ring camera, a baby camera, right? You can just see what's going on in there, making sure everything's all good. I think parents should have access to their room, to their where their child's at in their room, right, into the classroom, and be able to hear what's going on, who's interacting with their kid. I think especially if they're, under 18, but maybe cut it off at 16, 16. Y'all worried about the Epstein files, need to be looking at educators' files. The only thing children need to know about this subject is how to stay away from the people who are talking to them this way. Yeah, that's true, y'all. When I was growing up, I didn't know about gay. I didn't know about, definitely didn't know about LGBT. None of that, y'all. I didn't know about none of that, especially in like second and third grade. I didn't know about any of that, y'all. That wasn't even a thing back then as a kid, right? Parents and all that, they knew what was going on, I'm guessing. But as a kid, now these kids, like I always say, y'all, like we're reading these comments right now. There can be a 5-year-old reading these same comments. That was unheard of back in, I'm going to talk in my age, when I was 1995. I didn't have access to what my dad was watching. I didn't have access to what, the person down the street was watching. I didn't have access to that. They watch what they watch on their TV. We watch what we watch on our TV. You know what I mean? I didn't have access to that stuff back in 1995. Now, these kids, they have access to, a 5-year-old has the same type of freedom that an 80-year-old has if parents don't monitor what their kids are on. You know what I mean? Are we mad yet? Why aren't tables being flipped? Lawsuits. I would quit my job if this was presented to me to teach. There is no way in hell I would teach this. How are the teachers okay with teaching this such a young one? If anyone else exposed second graders to this content, it would be called grooming. Where's cursive? That's what they should be learning. Are you kidding me? That should be illegal. This is why parents are up in arms. Yep. If a grown man walked up to a child and started talking about those things, he would be arrested. Let's read some of those replies. Where in the world are the parents? No parent should allow this. Parents should protect your child. Y'all, like, I see it, y'all. I see it. Parents are just, I hate to say it, but they're so busy. They are so busy with how America is going, y'all. This is the schedule of an average American family. Y'all wake up, rush, get the kids to school. They go to work, right? They make the kids lunch. They go to work all day. They pick up the kid. They don't even get to pick up the kids, from school. Somebody else got to pick them up. Grandma's got to pick up the kids, right? And then the parents come home in rush hour. They get home late, cook dinner. Luckily, maybe, did you finish your homework? Okay, cool. Take their word on it. Eat quick dinner, a late dinner. Lucky if we get to watch TV, we got to shower, and then it's time for bed, and then we do it again. And then here comes Saturday. Finally, we get to kick our feet up. The last thing I want to do is parent. You know what I mean? That's the average American, y'all. That's what the powers that be have created.
Have bragged that there is enough memory at this new NSA storage facility in the Utah desert to hold every phone call, every text message, every email, and every voicemail from every American for the next 500 years. 500 years. Silverglate argues that we are so overly criminalized, so overly regulated in this country that the average American on the average day going about his or her normal business commits 3 felonies every single day.
What?
Well, what that means is if they want to get you, they're going to get you. And there's nothing you could do to protect yourself. Now, with this situation in the Utah desert, if they decide, I don't like Nathan Farr, so we're going to go through his emails and his text messages and his voicemails, and we're going to figure out what else he's done. Well, again, we're so overly criminalized, so overly regulated, they'll find something to charge you with. I think this is an affront to our civil liberties.
Christian Bryce Crawford says Islam in America is not the true Islam. But watch what Sam Shamoon says right after he says that.
Islam in America is not real Islam. It's not. When I'm looking at...
Well, let me clarify that. If you study the history of Muhammad, so when Muhammad claimed to be a prophet in 610 AD, in Mecca, he was outnumbered by the disbelievers. During that stage, the message of Islam was one of more, let's preach and see who's right, but if you disagree, to your religion, to my religion. That's stage 1. Now he becomes the head of state. Now stage 2. Fight those who fight you and oppress you. Self-defense stage. Fast forward 2 years before he dies, he conquers the entire Arabian Peninsula. Now is stage 3. Expand Islam militarily, politically. So when you say this is not real Islam, no, it is real Islam because of the stage in which Muslims are. Now, if you want to see this paradigm played out, look the different areas of the world, see if the Muslims are the majority or not. If they are, it'll be stage 3. If they have a large number, stage 2. So in America, what stage would they be implementing?
One-ish.
One-ish, right? Getting to 2, right?
Yep.
What about certain pockets in England?
Oh, it's like 2 right now.
2.
Yeah.
What about Muslim majority country?
That's
stage 3.
Yeah.
Each one of these stages reflect the stage in Muhammad's development.
That's pretty wild. And it's not hard to see if that's true or not. Just look at different countries. Look at different places. And you could form your own opinion on doing your own research. It's not hard to see.
There's a streamer who literally went live in Antarctica, IRL. Nigga, I did not see a drop of snow. No ice. It's not even fucking raining. It looked like the summer. Dead ass. Within minutes, the fucking land people came over, confiscated this nigga camera. They shut off his Wi-Fi, my nigga. How the fuck you shut off his Wi-Fi, bro? They shut off his Wi-Fi. They in the building telling him, yeah, you cannot stream on this land. You cannot stream in Antarctica. No content in that area. When you look, bro, all you see is mountains, as if the ice wall theory is real. If you know, you know. You know, I ain't gonna speak too much. You can't say too much. Just like the Project Blueberry. Shout out my nigga on TikTok, though. But that shit crazy. Bro went live in Antarctica, and they swarmed that nigga within 5 minutes and banned him and then cut off his Wi-Fi. It's all on Twitter. If you go on Twitter and look up IRL streaming, I'm gonna drop it in the comments, bro. But that shit is insane. Now I'm just kind of waiting to get it to a minute in case it go viral and I get that paycheck.
I looked up the top worst habits
for someone's mental health? What are you thinking?
Smoking cigarettes.
Alcohol and substances to
Okay.
regulate your mood. That's number 7. Yep.
A bad habit. Overeating.
Overeating. It's just outside the top 7. That's in the top 10.
I'm going to say watching too much sports.
Excessive screen time, social media, number 5.
I can't believe that's not number 1.
There's some worse. So I'm going to start from the bottom.
Overeating
Number
should be
6
number
is
1.
pornography use. Number 4 is chronic negative self-talk. Number 3 is social isolation and loneliness. Number 2 was chronic stress and burnout. So people who have poor boundaries and are overworked. And then number 1, the worst habit for you is lack of sleep, sleep deprivation.
I believe that.
Watch this.
Freaking Russia. This is how we do Avalanche. This is how we do Avalanche. That was funny, y'all. That was funny. This is how we do Avalanche. I cracked myself up. Whew. That was a good one.
Не брали уходить? Чего нет?
All right, fam. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. You know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me see. Let me think of something to put in the comments, y'all. Let me think. Put something to do with the bull, right? It can be like, it can be a stock market emoji. It can be a bull. It can be the color red. Put something. Let me know that you made it this far, y'all. I want to see who made it this far in the video. Who made it past an hour over here chilling with Segovia on a Monday, y'all. I appreciate everyone that have been showing love. We've been going through some ups and downs, y'all. I'm not gonna really talk about it. On my second channel, I talked about it. But yeah, y'all. So if you guys like this type of content, the playlist is gonna pop up over here for you guys. I'm gonna let YouTube recommend what it thinks you individually should be watching, y'all. And also, I'm starting to post for my members. If you want to join the members, y'all, go ahead, join the members. I'm posting like 2 or 3 times a week over there. So I appreciate everybody, y'all. But this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Later.